An MA in theology equips you with the theological, historical, and philosophical tools to really engage with our world. There's so many questions constantly coming. Questions like, do we have free will? I mean, that seems like a very abstract philosophical question, but when I was a teenager, that question plagued me. Questions like, what defines us? What's my identity? Who am I? What am I made for? And do I have a purpose, or do I get to decide for myself what my purpose is? Questions around sexuality, gender, human identity. These are just everywhere in our society today, and if we aren't equipped to engage with those questions, we're going to end up giving dumb responses that are overly dismissive and lack the complexity that God's complex creation demands. If the church isn't equipped to deal with those questions on a rigorous, educated, theologically literate level, it's going to end up consulting for its answers YouTube videos or blog posts or this sort of thing. And I want pastors to be better than that, better equipped than that, to speak into our world, and to do so with an historical awareness of how the church has thought about these spaces for thousands of years and how other thinkers in the great traditions have integrated theology into everyday life. I think all too often we make this secular sacred split where when we're in the church or when we're in a Bible college, that's when we're doing spiritual work, and then the rest of life is siloed off into this compartmentalized secular other. A theological degree, first and foremost, equips you with a level of understanding, a level of scriptural awareness and historical awareness that you can then take and go back to your communities, back to your churches and families and friends and jobs, and then think theologically about those spaces. Furthermore, I think a theology master's doesn't really even have to be limited to theology. And that's what education gives you. It gives you an understanding of how broad all of this can be. We can think theologically about science. We can think theologically about business, about the arts, about film and poetry. We can think theologically about whatever it is you're doing because God created the universe in which you're doing it. There is no part of it that is divided off and siloed into this secular realm that has nothing to do with the spiritual. And a theological education helps you to see that, helps you to see what God is doing in every facet of this earth, both now and through thousands of years past, through understanding the church tradition and history and everything that's been going on in that. And sadly, I think so much of Christianity today, and so much of Christianity specifically in the West, is just lacking in that bigger picture. We think it's just about carrying our Bibles around and talking to people with random scripture quotes, and we don't see how God is integrated into every little thing.